Giga here, and I'm sorry I'm gonna have to be the one to give you the bad news, even though I'm sure deep down you already knew the answer. There are no easy and fast ways to get better at drawing. The only way to do it is to, say it with me, practice, and practice, and practice, and practice a little bit more. So, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next. I'm joking, don't leave, I am joking. I'm still gonna give you a bunch of tips on how to practice, and I'm gonna give you 3 different ways that you can do it. We're gonna start with figure and gesture drawing, which is also a really good way to warm up your hands. So let's get warm and let's get started. Basically, figure drawing is any drawing of the human form. It can be in different positions, different body shapes, whatever it might be. But what I'm talking about in this case is where you do a session doing a few of those drawings. For that, I like to use this website called Quick Poses. There's a link in the description if you want to try it out. And you can see me do it here. Basically, you can pick whatever you want to draw. They can be dressed, they can be nude, they can be male or female. You can even draw animals or hands, for example. And you can also pick the duration of each pose. So here I decided to start with some quick, but not super quick, 90-second poses to warm up. Because I haven't really done this in ages. I kinda get stuck in different moods, where for a while I only paint with my acrylics, then after a month I only paint with my watercolors, and I've been kinda stuck in those, so I haven't been drawing other than the sketches I do for those paintings. That's why I wanted to do this video, and trying to get back into drawing. And now that we're done with the quick ones, I decided to do a couple 20-minute poses, where I can focus a little bit more on the human form, adding some shading and a little bit more detail. And while doing this online is definitely good practice, for me by far the best and funnest way to do it is with a live model, where you have an actual person in front of you doing all the different poses. And as a bonus, you also get to meet cool people with similar interests, and they might even teach you something, so yay! If you're wondering where to go, every city that I've lived in has had meetups that organize live figure drawing sessions. You can try and finding them on Facebook groups. That has worked for me in the past. Or if that doesn't work, don't be afraid to ask an artist from your city. They might know something. Another really good way to practice is to make your own references. This way you can control the lighting and the position of your subject, and you can practice things that you wouldn't otherwise. And for this example, I'm going to be doing a little self-portrait with my phone. This exercise is great because you have so many variables you can fiddle around with. You can obviously play with your position and the expressions, but that's just the beginning of it. You can try out different outfits or even use props. And another really important thing that I already mentioned is the fact that you can control the lighting, the direction of the source, the colors, and all that. For this example here, I decided to just do a self-portrait with his goofy-ass face. And I gave myself 1 hour to do it. Another reason why learning to create your own references is great is because you can use that skill in other parts of your art, not just when practicing. For example, for the painting I did in my last video, even though I was painting Mac Miller, I couldn't exactly find any references of him in the positions and lighting that I wanted to paint, so I got some of myself, like this one. after not drawing for a while, I'm quite happy with this 1-hour portrait. The likeness could definitely be improved, but that's what practice is for. Another really good way to practice is to do master copies, because who better to learn from than the masters? So there's a few ways you can do this. You can look up their drawings online or even go to museums, or a different option is to get a book, like I have here. My uncle gave me this a few months ago, old master drawings from the Albertina. So we're going to be finding something here that we can copy and learn from. Let's go! So after browsing the book for a little while and looking at a bunch of the drawings, I settled on trying to replicate this portrait of a man done by an unknown master from the end of the 15th century. So let's go. Now, while the exercise is pretty similar in the sense that the final result is going to be a pencil portrait, the way that we're going to go about it is very different, and there's different things that we're going to learn from them. Instead of looking at a picture or a live subject, now we're looking at the drawing. So instead of shadows and shapes, we are paying attention at the strokes that the artist did in order to represent those shapes. A specific example in this particular case can be the cross-hatching. So, while looking at the drawing, I'm noticing the way that the artist used cross-hatching for the shading. Something that I don't do very much when I'm drawing by myself, like for example in the self-portrait I just did. So now while I'm practicing, I'm gonna try and match his use of it and see if I can get a cross-hatching that's similar to the way that he did it. And that's it. We reached the end of the video. So if you found any of the tips I gave you useful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And also, comment down below if you have any other exercises that you use to get better, because I'm always looking for new ways to improve my practice, and I'm sure other people watching this video will also find them helpful. But yeah, that's it. We're at the end, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye!